went to the fair. She brought some drinks. Which pictograph shows the right number of each drink? Here you can see the drinks that she has bought at the fair. And here you can see the pictographs that we are meant to match with the correct drinks. There are 2 sodas, so we're gonna write S equals to 2. And there are 5 bottles of water, so we're gonna write W equals to 5. Now we've got to find the correct pictograph that matches with this information. In this pictograph, there are 2 sodas, which is correct, and there are 3 water bottles, which is not correct. So let's check the bottom one. Here, there are 2 sodas, and there are 5 bottles of water, which is correct. So we now know that this pictograph is the correct pictograph. Jasmine went to the bakery. She saw some biscuits. Which pictograph shows the right number of each biscuit? Here you can see the biscuit that Jasmine has seen at the bakery. And here you can see the pictographs that we are meant to match with the correct biscuits shown above. Let's work out each biscuit. There are 2 heart biscuits. So we're gonna write H equal to 2. And because there's 3 star biscuits, we're gonna write S equals to 3. Now we gotta match with the correct info. There are 2 star biscuits, which is wrong, and 3 heart biscuits, which is also wrong. So the answer is wrong. Now we're gonna check the second pictograph. Here there are 2 heart biscuits, which is correct, and 3 star biscuits, which is also correct. So this now shows that the second pictograph is the correct pictograph. This is the answer we've been looking for. Holly went to the circus. She saw some snacks. Which pictograph shows the right number of each snack? Here are the snacks she has seen, and to solve this equation, we first need to count these treats and write them down, and then find them on the pictograph, correctly written or drawn. So there are 5 popcorns, so we're gonna write P equals to 5. And because there are 4 lollies, we're gonna write L equals to 4. Now we're going to see which pictogram is correct. In this pictograph, there are 5 popcorns, which is correct, and 4 fruit pops, or let's call them lollies, which is also correct. So we know this one's the answer, but just in case, we need to check the bottom one. Here, there are 3 popcorns, which is wrong, and there are 5 lollies or fruit pops, which is also wrong. So we know that the top one is the correct one. Edwards baked some biscuits. Which pictograph shows the right number of each biscuit? Here are the biscuits Edwards baked, and there are 5 cat biscuits, so we're going to write C equals to 5. And because there are 3 sprinkle biscuits, we're gonna write S equals to 3. Now we gotta find the pictograph that matches it. So in this pictograph, the cat is 4, which is wrong, and the sprinkle is 4, which is supposed to be 3. So that is also wrong. And because the second pictograph has 5 cat biscuits, which is correct, and 3 sprinkle biscuits, that is also correct. So we now know that the bottom biscuit graph is the correct. Brian had a birthday party. He served the foods. Which pictograph shows the right number of each fruit? Here are the foods that he has served, and here you can see 3 juice boxes. So we're gonna write J equals to 3, and we can see 5 biscuits. So we're gonna write B equals to 5, and since there's 5 biscuits, oh, I know you've already gone over that. 5 cupcakes, I meant. We're gonna write C equals to 5. Whoops. So we're gonna find the pictograph that matches this information. Here in this pictograph, there are 3 juice boxes, which is correct. There are 5 biscuits, which is correct. And 5 cupcakes, which is correct. So we now know that this one's correct. What about this one? There are 3 juice boxes, which is correct. 4 cupcakes. Wait, no, biscuits. Now I'm mixing them up, which is incorrect. And it has 4 cupcakes, which is incorrect. So we know the top one is the correct. Gavin made a pot of soup. He chopped up some foods. Which pictograph shows the right number of each food? So here are the foods he has chopped up, and we need to count each of the food and see which pictograph shows the right number of the foods. So first we're gonna count the peppers, which there's 1, so we're gonna write P equals to 1. And because there's 4 mushrooms, we're gonna write M equals to 4. Then there was 3 broccoli, so we're gonna write B equals to 3. So now we're gonna see which pictograph matches it. In this pictograph, there are 4 pieces of broccoli, which is incorrect, 3 pieces of mushroom, which is incorrect, but pepper is 1, which is correct. But this is not correct. In this pictograph, there is 1 pepper, 3 broccolis, and 4 mushrooms. So this one is the correct answer. Nell was on a long car trip. Her dad stopped to get some snacks. Which pictograph shows the right number of each snack. And here there are 2 grapes, so we're going to write G equals to 2. And because there's 3 chips, we're going to write G equals to 3 and 2 fruit. So we're going to write F equals 2. Now this pictograph has 2 grapes. No, it doesn't. Has 3 chips? Yes, it does. And 2 fruit puffs? Yes, it does. But it's wrong. This one has 3 bags of chips, 2 bunches of grapes, and 2 fruit puffs. So this one is the correct answer. Bill's class brought some drinks at lunch. Which pictograph shows the right number of each drink? Here you can see the drinks that Bill's class has brought. And now we need to count them to match them with the pictographs. There are 1 juice box. So we're going to write J equals to 1. And because there's 5 milks, so we're going to write C, which is short for chocolate milk, equals to 5. Now we got to find the pictograph that matches. In the top pictograph, there are 5 chocolate milks and 1 juice box. And since it says which pictograph is correct, we know that there's only 1 pictograph. So we're gonna assume, let's say assume that this one is the correct answer. And we know it is our correct answer because it has the exact information just drawn into a pictograph. From the information you can see right here. So we know the top pictograph is the correct pictograph.